All right, I am going to turbocharge through we got 20 minutes before we take our lunch break. I'm going to turbocharge through a bunch of resources. So a couple of things to be aware of. If you're building a robot, it's going to be a little bit harder this year at some of the manufacturing things that are going on. So a couple of services to be aware of. I don't know if people paid attention, but AnyMark has offered a water jet cutting service. So if the students design something in metal or whatnot, go to AnyMark. They will give you a quote for cutting it. They'll cut out of aluminum and polycarb water jet for you. We are still doing our free Lexan service. This is a great opportunity, and I will tell you what we've done in this particular case is we moved the ShopBot to Ben's home. So Ben has it in his basement. His mom is aware of it being there, and they're following all the safety issues. But if you work with us, we still have plenty of Lexan. We will cut you apart. We'll cut you side plates or cut you custom parts and ship them out to you. So that's a free service to teams in North Carolina. It's a great opportunity to take advantage of using getting your kids with Onshape. And honestly, I think there's a bunch of teams around here that have 3D printers. I believe that we should consider, if you've got a 3D printer, it's an opportunity for one of the kids on your team to, figure out how they can provide a service to help out other teams that don't have 3D printers to 3D print their parts. So this is where going on to the NCFTC Coaches Forum and saying, hey, we can do this for you. And when we talk about Onshape, Onshape's really good because you can actually look at the model in Onshape and export the STL file and send it to your 3D printer. So there's no question about what you're printing in this process. All right. This year, kit choices is going to, there's a e-machine shop Renato put on there. Let's make sure that gets added into the slides, Tom. Okay. With the distributed nature of what we have this year, I think you're going to find a lot more teams that are going to be building from kit parts. There's going to be a lot more, a lot less custom parts other than some of the 3D printed, but you want the reusable kit parts that are coming into play. These are your 5 major vendors that you've got choices for. Pitsco, and I'll go through all of them in a minute, but there's discounts. Pitsco gets a 25% discount. Rev Robotics, you can get a 15% discount. Servo City, Go Build it have a 25% discount. AnyMark doesn't really have a discount, but they have very good prices in general. They don't have to discount, they have good prices. So, and I also want to point out there's a couple of sponsorship opportunities out there. Rev has announced $25,000 in sponsorships. Go sign up, particularly rookie teams. Go sign up now. It's free money. AnyMark has their $500 grants for teams, and if you're a team that can afford it, that people are putting money into it so that other teams that can't afford it can take advantage of that grant. So they call it Robot Relief. There's a bunch of teams that have already gotten them, and they're trying to hit as many as they can. Servo City does do team sponsorships. It's not yet open, so you'll have to go to that page to figure out what they're going to do for opening. In the past, it's been $1,000. Don't know what it's going to be like this year. Okay, so now let's talk about the various kits that are out there to work from. Pitsco, they've been around the longest. FTC started with the Pitsco Tetrix. Theirs is the starter kit that you're going to get on First Inspires. One of the things I have to say about Pitsco is their aluminum tends to be better than most of you. Go Build is catching up on the aluminum quality, but the Pitsco aluminum, we've got our demo robot, our outreach robot, it's 7 years old and it's still going strong. We regularly have parts from other kits that get broken, but we have had very, very few of the Pitsco parts that have broken. It's limited, in terms of things, but, it's not a bad kit. I can't say anything. One of the things is they've got some nice outreach controllers that you can put on your robot to drive. We've been playing with those. All right. And you can recognize Tetrix by that flower pattern. All right. Rev. Rev is kind of all over the place. They've just introduced their new extrusions, but Rev is mostly about T-slot extrusions. The thing about Rev is these parts, your T-slots, you should consider that a consumable resource. Once you put in the T-slot screw in order to bind into it, to attach it to your robot, I promise you that it's going to be bent enough that you really are not likely to reuse it. But guess what? They're cheap. You know, a big bar of this T-slot extrusion is $15. So consider that a consumable part that you would throw away. They do have a $477 starter kit. The thing you're going to find is it's more plasticky. It's probably the lightest of all of the kits out there. But they do have the hex shafts. And the nice thing about the hex shafts is they don't slip. So that's one of the positives. And they've introduced their ultraplanetary gearbox that you can change the motor to be whatever gear ratios that you want. So Rev is another good choice. Rev, everybody should recognize, is where you get the control hub and the expansion hub. AnyMark. AnyMark is well known for their tile runner. A lot of teams that go to Worlds run with the AnyMark tile runner. It's a nice thing for you to, I mean, it's expensive. The tile runner and the kits, you're basically going to spend anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 for the tile runner and all of their S3 mega kits on it. Most teams consider it a very, very good investment. But the tile runner just solves, it's the entire base, and you can choose whether you want Meccano wheels or holonomic or whatever type of drive that goes on it. They're well known for their Never Rest classic and orbital motors. We use them extensively in our robots. We've been very happy with them. But they're also the place that you're going to go to in order to get any of your field parts. So they're the official, they are the official field vendor. Generally a good company. All right, Servo City. Servo City has an English hole pattern. Their aluminum is slightly cheaper than, I'm not disparaging them. I'm just saying, if you hold a Servo City U-channel in your hand and a Tetrix U-channel in your hand, it is night and day. We regularly break the Servo City parts, but the Servo City parts are less expensive too, right? So it's a trade-off that they're making in there. They have a huge catalog of parts. There are over 5,000 different parts, just about any servo you can imagine, but gears, all the gear ratios and plastic, metal, brass, everything is available there for you to work from. And you can recognize a pattern. And I've run two teams simultaneously. One of them was Tetrix and the other one was Servo City. And after 1 year, the Tetrix team said, we want to use the Servo City parts. So that's there's a bit more flexibility and variability in them. But I will tell you, my Tetrix parts hold up. And then last, GoBuilda. Now, GoBuilda, I don't know the full relationship between GoBuilda and Servo City, but they are nominally, they're held by one common parent company. GoBuilda is very well liked by a lot of teams. The folks at Aperture Science, they're almost exclusively GoBuilda. One of the really nice things about the GoBuilda is that the motors fit inside their channels. That is a huge benefit. They also have some very good, they spent a lot of time thinking they have some very good high speed or high torque motors, and the same thing with high speed and high torque servos. So when we build a swerve drive, we are using their servos because they're the ones that have the best range and the torque for driving the robot. And they're a metric hole pattern. And so my one comment, remember I said that GoBuilda and Servo City are nominally by the same parent company? No, the parts do not fit. You have to there are adapters. So Servo City sells adapters to go from every kind of part to every kind of part. When they're a huge catalog of 5,000 parts, they have adapters to Rev, they have adapters to Tetrix, they have adapters to GoBuilda. But yes, these two do not, you go and line them up, there's almost no two holes that match. So it's not, everyone has their advantages. One of the things that you're going to find about the Go Builder is they have oblong holes in it. Now, my personal opinion, this is that an oblong hole means that, well, you're not quite sure where it's going to be. And so it means it's an opportunity for kids to misalign. And you'll see when they're doing the 3D modeling that there's a lot of opportunities to misalign when you have an oblong hole versus a round hole. So it is something to be aware of in there, that you've got, those are options. All right. Other vendors. You cannot talk about building a robot without knowing about McMaster-Carr. They have the most amazing website. I promise you, as an engineer, you're going to go in their website and you can decide, oh, do I need that too? And do I need that too? And do I need that too? The one downside that I will point out about McMaster-Carr to be aware of is, well, the upside is, oh my goodness, do they ship fast? The number of times that we've ordered something from McMaster-Carr and got it the next day, it happens all the time. However, when you go to the McMaster-Carr, you have no idea what the shipping is going to be. You click on the checkout for the cart, and it includes the price of the parts, and you put in your credit card number, and they do not tell you what the price of the shipping is going to be. I've yet to see the shipping when I check out. I mean, they don't charge an arm and a leg for shipping, but it's one of those things when you're on a limited budget, it's kind of nice to know how much you're spending on shipping. But they have just about every part that you want. Check the pricing. Some of their pricing, they are cheaper. I have found for bearings, for example, that the same bearing from Servo City and McMaster-Carr is cheaper on Servo City than McMaster-Carr. The same thing for bushings. If you're looking for bronze bushings, Pittsco has them cheaper than McMaster-Carr. You're looking for screws, depends on the screw. McMaster-Carr is cheaper than for some of the others. So, but I will tell you that wrenches, McMaster-Carr has some really nice Allen wrenches on them. They're pretty inexpensive. And some people have pointed out there's some equivalent wrenches available on Amazon for buying. So that's a good place to go. If you are buying polycarb, and I should have mentioned them, Piedmont Plastics in the RTP area for polycarb is a very good place to go. We buy all of our polycarb from them. I haven't priced it since COVID hit because I know the prices have gone up. But if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy yourself a small sheet of polycarb like this, you're going to spend anywhere from $40 to $60. For those of you coaches that have gone in, I need a sheet of polycarb. When we buy a full 4-foot by 8-foot sheet of polycarb and having it pre-cut into 18 by 24-inch squares, we're spending $100 for the 1/8-inch polycarb and $200 for the 1/4-inch polycarb, which is much, much more cost-effective than going to Lowe's and Home Depot. So if you're looking for polycarb, that's another. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm a big buy local fan. So they're based in RTP. I just go and pick it up in person. So all right. And then I'm going to give a pitch to this. Mrs. Tobis will talk about it in the programming session. The new control hub. Plain and simple. For teams that have been around, one of your number one problems is that dang USB cord going into the phone. Number one, I see a couple of people laughing. You know it. What happens is no matter how hard you yell at the kids, I need a 3D printed phone case. I need strain relief for the phone case. I need something to keep the USB into the phone case. No matter how many times you yell at your kids, it seems to be the last thing that they do. You have kids that take their phone and they put it in a Ziploc bag that's taped on the edge of your robot. Yes, our team did that. Right? It's probably your biggest expense that you want to put money into this season. It's $239 to order it on firstinspires.org. You can get a discount for getting it. But basically what they've done is they've taken the phone, they made the phone go away, and they integrated the phone into the expansion hub. You can plug a computer monitor and a keyboard and a mouse into it. It runs a version of Linux so that you can do all the programming on it. You don't even have to have a separate laptop. All of it can be done straight on the control hub. But absolutely, from a reliability standpoint, if you value your time of debugging problems, if you don't want to sit there and constantly be worrying about that USB cable, go for this. I realize it's probably the biggest expense that you would have. Well, it's the second biggest expense, because if you're buying game elements, a half field of game elements, it's in this price range for doing that. But most of the time, you don't see me hawking and saying you should go do this. This is one that I'm highly recommending. You will not regret getting the control hub. It's got its other problems, but not having to deal with that USB cord falling out of the phone is a big win for a team. It also simplifies what goes on the robot. It does mean you're going to have to go and find yourself a USB camera so that you can do vision tracking on the field. And for those of you that have tried to find USB cameras, they're a little bit in short supply in this COVID season. But a couple of, I know that Rev has one out there, and there's a bunch of others that you can get. All right. And with that, we have hit we've got 4 minutes. We're going to take our lunch break. Questions anybody has? Is this what people are expecting? Are people happy so far? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a lunch break. I'm going to leave this Zoom session up for everybody to, chat, comment, whatever. It's a free-for-all during this time frame. The programmers are going off into a separate Zoom session. I have that link here. You may share that with your students. If you have students joining, go ahead and join first. Let the moderator, so we have Nikki is going to be our moderator she's a student from our team on the programmer session. So she'll be the one admitting people into the room. And then I think Ben's going to continue doing the work here. Tom and Ben will stay with us for this room. We're going to do the 3D modeling. We're sort of going to teach people basics of 3D modeling, and I'm going to focus very heavily on how to coach 3D modeling. So a lot of the tips and tricks that Coach P and I have been gone over the past year of what you can do with Onshape to make it easier to learn. All right, questions?
Well, I just was wondering if it would make sense to open break rooms so that if people came back and there were lots of people, they could go into break rooms to have smaller conversations.
Sure, good idea. If you want to go into a break room, we'll have to make sure that somebody is here. And I was asked, can I put the programming link in the chat? Good suggestion. Let me do that.
Yeah, this has been really informative and good to hear everybody dealing with all the challenges of virtual.
Okay, I put the programming link into the chat for everybody. And yes, all the sessions will be recorded. We will post the sessions out for everybody too. And you have the slides. We've been trying to share all of this. Some of the stuff will get repeated at the kickoff. So the programming, we're going to have a different level of the 3D modeling at the kickoff than we have here. This is going to be a little bit abbreviated because our goal is to teach you as coaches. We are going to teach you a bit of the 3D modeling. But with that, I will encourage, let's everybody grab some lunch. And I will leave this open. The other chat, is the other session open? Have you started the other session? Okay, so we will open up the programming one now so people can start getting into it. And I'm going to leave this open here.